Hello everybody, welcome to the Steckline Report. Couple of interesting things happening. Not much on the farm news as far as the farm bill is concerned. It's dead until January, but I got to tell you, we're talking about not only the farm bill, but a few things that are rather interesting about the future of agriculture coming up in the Steckline Report in about 60 seconds. Stay tuned.
I first got started in the cattle business. My wife and my father-in-law got me into it. I love dealing with the animals and being in the outdoors. At American Ag Credit, I know a lot of them are in the same business that I am. Therefore they understand what I need and what problems I'm against, so they can work with you on it, and it makes it much easier.
It's been passed down to me through the generations, and I want to pass it on down to the next generation or two.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Straub International can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horse ranging from 30 to 140, plus an army of attachments, a Farmall can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing, and then some. Visit Straub International, your Case IH dealer at any of our 7 locations, to find a Farmall that's right for you.
Before we get off into this report very far, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays at the same time. I hope you're having a good time with all of your family. And in the meantime, we're going to try to spend a little time thinking about 2014 from now on. One of the things we're going to have to worry about a little bit is this farm bill. I'm not too concerned about it because I don't think it'll amount to much after they get one passed, but it won't be until January, middle of January, before that's done. And who knows at that point. Again, as I said on our last Steckline Report, I still think the better chance that we have of getting anything done is an extension of the old one and possibly losing those direct payments. That wouldn't surprise me at all. They might combine those two issues. In the meantime, conservation programs are drawing some attention to the farm bill discussions, and we're watching that very closely. That and crop insurance. Surely there's enough support to keep crop insurance pretty much the way it is. I think they'll put a cap on it. I think the bigger farmers will have less help from the government. But other than that, I don't think there's going to be many changes. As far as the conservation programs are concerned, the big debate so far has been more about whether farmers should have to meet minimum compliance standards and that to receive subsidies. Under current law, farmers have to meet minimum compliance for commodity programs, but insurance is exempt. The Senate reattaches this deal to their farm bill. The CRP program, for example, the Senate would lower the acreage cap on the program to 25 million acres, with the House dropping it to 24. Now that doesn't seem like, well, it kind of seems like a big deal because presently we're at 32 million, so that's about a 5 or 6 million acre drop. I don't like to see that going into production. However, we only have about 25.5 million acres in the current CRP program, so that probably wouldn't hurt us too much either. We do have a WTO agreement, and I always get my eyebrows raised when I hear WTO agreements, but so far what we've found out we probably are okay with. Barack Obama, our president, is announcing his support for the new WTO agreement that was reached a couple of weeks ago. The trade office, our U.S. Trade Office, says the deal would be positive for American agriculture and farmers. The White House said a deal among the 159-member WTO represents the rejuvenation of the multilateral trading system that supports millions of American jobs. According to the package, I think agriculture is going to fare pretty good there. I don't think we see too many problems as some people are celebrating the situation. In the meantime, an interesting speaker at the DTN Progressive Farmer Ag Summit. A grain strategist for a grain company out of Omaha, Nebraska, is saying that he is looking at long trends in agriculture and not concerned about all the talk that we're not going to have enough farmland to produce food for the rising population. He says, while the U.S. views itself as the dominant global crop producer, only about 10.5% of the global planted acres are in the U.S. The acreage growth in the U.S. has risen less than 5% since 2005. The expansion in global acreage, though, has exploded. And there isn't any doubt about that. And he brings up the fact that Russia is one of the countries that could still put a lot of production on the books. And I was there 6 times. I saw their beautiful farm ground, just as flat as anybody would ever want and as black as anybody would want. Great ground that they are not utilizing to its fullest extent yet. But you can all remember when they were our biggest buyer of wheat. Today they're exporters of wheat, and they will be exporting more. Brazil has cut down a bunch of trees and got rid of them and expanded their acreage big time. They still have some to do. So I'm in agreement with him. We're a long ways from starving the people in this world because of not enough farm ground. That's it for the Steckline Report. Happy holidays, everybody.